Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another production update. We've got a few good news stories and a few bad news stories. Let's get stuck into it and we'll go into the details. So June was our biggest month on record. You can see in the pictures there, we're actually jamming Raptors into the back of vans. We're doing everything it takes to get these things out of the assembly factory and to our freight forwarding company and get them out to you. We're certainly catching up, but we've got a few big hurdles in front of us yet. Unfortunately, there's a pallet or two of Raptor 2s stuck in customs in Europe. We've never had this problem before. It's approaching 30 days since we dispatched them, and it's just not acceptable. I apologize to anyone who is waiting for these boards. If they're your boards, I mean, I can understand how frustrating it is that you've been waiting all this time and still at the last stage, there's still more delays. And yeah, I mean, we've just got to learn from this. We've got to find ways to do everything better. And that's been our approach the whole way through this. We're not going to stop when problems arise. We just work harder and work out ways around it. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to find a way to get this product out to the people who want it all across the globe, and we're not going to rest until we've achieved that. Just a quick update. The end of the financial year sale was crazy. We had hundreds of orders. I don't know if you remember, but we also, in the middle of the month, had a Foxbox sale as well. So we had hundreds of orders from that. As of, I think, today or tomorrow, all of the orders will have been shipped out, as well as the free gift, the Inertian Wasp whistle. So thank you everyone for ordering. If you remember, our last massive sale was Cyber Monday sale in November 2017. It was a complete disaster. We had major supply issues and major problems fulfilling orders. In comparison, this sale has gone relatively smoothly. Obviously it takes time when you're processing hundreds of orders, so there's always going to be a little bit of a delay, but we're happy to announce that everything's going out real quick. So we're very happy to see an improvement in our order fulfillment there, and hopefully anyone who ordered has got their order in their hand, or if not, very shortly. Unity beta samples are currently in transit to our head electronics engineer in Canada. We're going to be doing all the final checks for quality and making sure everything has been done correctly and updating our work instructions before we commence mass production of this product. But basically, once these beta samples have been confirmed for quality and tested, we'll actually get them out to independent testers and we'll see what they say. Hopefully they don't blow up and hopefully they work well, but that's what this is all about. We take that process really seriously. We want to see if there are problems. We want feedback from our beta testers. Open and honest communication is super critical when you're developing hardware like this. We want to get it right. It's too expensive to screw it up. So, that's really exciting. And the reason we're talking about this in our production update, it's also going to be in the Raptor 2.1. So we want to make sure it's right as a standalone product that we can sell to people, which we'll be doing. But we also want it to be right for the Raptor 2.1s as well. So it's really exciting. We're going to have lots of interesting things to talk about with this. We've got a few videos coming out about the Unity as well, and I've been writing it on my own board, testing it and sending feedback to the engineers who are working tirelessly to develop this thing and make it the best there is. And so far, the performance is on another planet. It's not only more compact than having two Foxboxes side by side, it's easier to produce, faster to produce, and the current throughput is higher. So all around, it's going to be super exciting. We can't wait to release it. The pre-sale will start sometime this month. So we're going to be giving everyone an opportunity to order one of these bad boys at a heavily discounted price. And that money, we'll use that for our tooling processes and getting everything set up. Developing new products is really expensive. We need some money up front to make it happen. So we'll be sending that out to everyone. And if you want to back us on this one, you can get in and get your order, and you'll be one of the first ever people to have a Fockbox Unity. Okay, this is I would call a minor design change. We obviously had some balance issues with our previous handle. It was, it was annoying. I'll admit it. I was wrong. I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong. So we have taken the time and effort to redesign the handle. The handle is going to be ergonomically more comfortable for your hand. It's slightly longer, and the position of the handle is actually dead center in terms of the total deck length, where before the handle was centered between the wheelbase center. So now it's centered in the middle of the deck. So aesthetically, I believe it still looks quite appealing. That was one of my biggest concerns. When I design products, I want not only it to function well, but the form and the function is the other way of saying it. So yes, new handle coming. We've done the testing. You can see there in the picture, the board looks balanced, even though we're using a piece of string. But that's enough to validate the concept there for us. Molds are under production. It's going to be die-cast aluminium for anyone who was concerned. I think originally I said we were going to use some sort of nylon, glass fiber, reinforced injection molded plastic, which would have been super strong and probably would have worked well. But you know what? Die-cast aluminium is going to be stronger and better and look nicer, and you just can't go wrong with that. So super excited to see that happen, and I think everyone will find carrying their Raptor 2.1 is going to be much easier on the hand. Here's the bad news. July is not going to be good in terms of our production volume. It's really sad to announce this, but it's going to be only about 50 Raptors. The last few months leading up to July have constantly been improving. The output volumes have been going up and up and up every month, which is awesome. But it also means we've consumed our parts quicker, and then you start to reveal bottlenecks in your supply chain. In this case, it's motors. We are actually in an interesting situation. This is going to be a new motor from a new supplier in this next batch in August. So the reason this has happened is way back at the end of 2017, we started to realize that relying on single factories to produce our parts was too risky. If you put all your eggs in one basket and you drop your basket, you've got scrambled eggs. That's the problem. You've got to have your eggs in multiple baskets. In other words, you need to have a contingency supplier. This means you have two suppliers that can produce the parts for you. And you can alternate between them. You can pick and choose depending on their lead times. And we've just got the timing a little bit out in this case, where we switched to the new motor factory because they could produce this particular motor for us quicker. But we're just a little bit out of timing. So the motors that we were hoping to get for July to have a massive July just didn't come through. So it's all going to happen in August. August is going to be big. It's going to be our biggest month on record. It's going to be a 70% increase in volume. And yes, the 250 boards that we're planning there will have motors from a different factory, a slight design change there to improve production efficiency and production volumes, so that we don't have these bottlenecks, because we really are expecting the business to grow. We are really expecting that once we get all of our back orders complete, which is not far away, it could be, in fact, this August batch could see us basically up to date with our orders. We're not sure yet, because there are some people who are switching from Raptor 2s to Raptor 2.1, and we can't predict how many people are doing that switch, and that's why we don't know 100%. But basically, in the very near future, Inertian will have all of their back orders fulfilled. We will be making Raptor 2.1s, and they'll be going into stock. This has been something that I've been striving to achieve for years. Absolutely years. I've been trying to work towards this, and it's really, really difficult. It takes a lot of upfront cash. We've got to pay all our suppliers upfront. It takes a lot of effort, and one little mistake can really set you back. But I think we've proven that we are getting through all the problems, and we're going to be in a position where we've got boards in stock. But that means our sales volume is going to blow out again, because we'll probably sell 2 or 3 times as many when it's in stock. So we had to make sure all of our suppliers in the supply chain could scale up, and that's why we've got a new motor factory involved. And it's the same with a lot of other suppliers as well. We have contingencies in place in case one of them just can't meet our deadline. So anyway, sorry to go into so much detail about that. Hopefully that made sense to you. And hopefully now you've got a little bit more of an understanding about the complexities of hardware manufacturing and production. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Tune in again probably next week with another update about this. And yeah, hopefully this information is useful for you. If you like hearing these updates, please do a thumbs up. Please ask your questions in the comments below. I'll be checking them, and I'll be answering any of your questions. Thank you. Bye.